Most manufacturing processes are built for one thing. The problem is production rarely stays that simple. Large format 3D printing has promised a lot over the years. Faster prototyping, shorter lead times, and parts that go straight from design to production floor. But for many manufacturers, the gap between the promise and the daily reality has been hard to close. BigRep develops industrial FFF systems designed to move seamlessly from prototyping to end-use parts within the same workflow and on the same equipment. Here at the show, they're presenting 3 distinct systems and new sustainable materials, and to understand what that means in practice, I'm about to speak with Jeff Olson, President of BigRep Americas. Flexibility and adaptability are terms that are often coming up in shows like this. What does that actually look like for your average BigRep customer?
We have a couple of areas I'll talk about where we add both flexibility and adaptability. One is obviously in the size of our systems, right? So we have up to 1 meter cube. So that allows our customers a lot of variation in part size, either printing large parts or many small parts. It gives a lot of flexibility in design. The other area where we really try to be flexible and allow our customers to adapt new technologies is in materials. We have open systems. That means that you can use our validated materials, which allow for a quicker startup with our systems, but they can also introduce materials as they emerge in the market. They can have access to those.
So how are your customers using large format additive manufacturing today compared to what the industry expected they would be using it for a few years back?
As we know, when 3D printing first emerged, there was a lot of high expectation, a lot of maybe unrealistic goals that were set out for the industry, but things have iterated, right? We've gotten smarter as a company. Our technology is a lot stronger than it used to be. One of the areas I think about, most importantly for our customers today as they look at additive manufacturing, is in our systems, the amount of time that a user spends in front of the machine has been diminished because of automations and because of the intelligence we've built into equipment. That close interaction of the customer with the equipment isn't what it used to be, right? A user can easily monitor a few different machines now, either through software packages or just because they're easier to run than they were a few years ago.
Well, Jeff, thank you very, very much. And to go deeper into the products and how customers are putting them to work, I'm about to speak with Jason Tzintzun, Head of Marketing for the Americas. There are real customer parts all over this booth, not just concept pieces. What does it actually say about where large additive manufacturing stands today?
I think, for us, what that means is that it's not just theoretical, right? We're not just saying, here's something that you could do, but here are the ways that customers today are actually producing large format pieces through additive manufacturing. For us, that is just being able to showcase that it's not something that is that difficult to do. And I think a really good example of my favorite is the lights that we have in the middle of our booth. So that was a customer that came to Rapid last year and purchased a BigRep one. And here we are a full year later, they've put it into use. They're actually making these. It's an end-use product that they're selling too. So really that is I think the key way that we're showing you can do it. We're here to help you do it. And it doesn't take that long a time for you to see the benefits.
So the VIIO 250, the DRYCON are very, very different products from one to another. How do they work together for a manufacturer trying to build a process that can grow with their needs?
Yeah, I think it really speaks to what I've seen in almost any manufacturer that adopts additive manufacturing, particularly large format, is they have an idea that is perfectly suited for the one. Maybe they need a large build volume with the 40 by 40 by 40 inch tube. And once they do that and they start to build more product and are using it for prototyping, they suddenly have a need for maybe just smaller parts to take over all the demand that has built up. So being able to have products that fit different needs also is, I think, the key thing. I think another differentiator for the VIIO is heated build chamber. So there are certain materials that you can't necessarily run on a one that's perfectly suited for a VIIO. But then when we look at the whole scope of the additive manufacturing process, and one of the biggest things that contributes to reliability is material conditioning. So, and that is where the DRYCON really comes in, is making sure that when a user goes to print, their materials are kept in the best condition possible. And that's regardless of whether they're printing with a BigRep machine, or if even they have a fleet of small format printers that use small kilogram spools, store it all in here.
Any spool goes in.
Any spool can go in. So it really is used in so many different ways. So that's where we're trying to offer at BigRep, is really meeting the customer where they are. We've taken a lot of feedback and trying to meet them and fulfill the needs that they have on their in their manufacturing.
Thank you very much for explaining all this to us, Jace.
So much.
The manufacturing processes that last are the ones built to change. From large format FFF to sustainable materials and integrated workflow tools, BigRep is making a clear case for adaptability as the foundation of industrial additive manufacturing. To learn more, feel free to visit bigrep.com. And if you want to see more stories like this, stick around on 3D Natives.